What's going on, guys? Multiverse Corrupt here with yet another Flashback Friday, and today we're having a look at the Predator 2 Ultimate Scout Predator from NECA Toys. Before we take a look at the packaging, guys, if you are new to the Flashback Friday, what we do in this video is we take a look at figures that are 3 years old or older. So just to see kind of how they look, how they've changed over the few years that they've been out, or if they've changed at all. All that said though, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this packaging. So we've seen it time and time again with NECA Toys. It has this beautiful artwork on the front with Predator 2 down here at the bottom, with the Ultimate Scout Predator's name at the bottom as well. There is a little flap underneath here where we can see the Scout Predator in all of his glory. A nice little battle pose, blasting that plasma caster off of his shoulder here, and then just the open face window with his separate head and other accessories that he comes with. He looks absolutely amazing. Going over to the side now, guys, it says Predator 2 Ultimate Scout Predator again, and then over here on the back is these other product images of the figure itself, looking absolutely amazing. And I do still love the headshots of other Predators from NECA Toys that you can pick up. Going over to this side, guys, just says Predator 2 again and 30th anniversary. Not really much going on at the top other than Predator's name again. And then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. With all that said, let's go ahead and rip the Scout Predator out of the packaging and take a closer look. Scout Predator. Born on a harsh, isolated island, Scout descends from a rare subspecies on Yalja Prime. This island is known for breeding unique hunters who've become specialized in stealth and long-range kills as a means of surviving the dangerous wildlife. Highly trained at using custom-built plasma rifles, Scout is a master of precision as well as an expert of reconnaissance and strategic observation. As part of Greyback's Lost Tribe, he's mainly tasked with terminating secondary targets from a distance to allow the rest of the group to focus on the primary target. At the same time, he continually watches for potential dangers. Long-range weapons are usually considered dishonorable in Yalja culture. However, since Scout only uses plasma rifles of his own design and build, he's allowed to participate in hunts of this capacity on one condition: that he does not kill any primary targets. Serving as both a strategist and a protector, Scout is a hunter of rare skill, contributing significantly to the Lost Tribe's legendary success in ways that are commonly overlooked. So right here, guys, is the Scout Predator out of the packaging and standing on the rotating turntable. And I have to say, I think he looks absolutely amazing. Everything about this guy, by how lean he looks and just the different array of weapons that he is able to use. Me personally, I've never seen a Predator holding a plasma rifle, but I guess we now know, since it is a dishonorable action, it makes sense why we've never seen it before. But for him to be just this unique, he looks amazing. I cannot stress it enough. Trust me, guys, I've waited 5 years to get my hands on this Predator here, and I finally have him. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get Scout off of the rotating turntable and take a closer look at the accessories that he came with. In terms of accessories, guys, as you can see, Scout Predator does come with a freaking arsenal. Starting off though, guys, we're taking a look at the head sculpts. Now, we've seen this one at the beginning of the video, his masked iconic Predator head sculpt, and he does look freaking amazing. I love the simplification of this mask, but I really would have loved to see some 3 little red dots inside here. So I'll probably add some paint to that. Going over here now, guys, to the unmasked head sculpt. If you look at him close up, to me, he kind of looks like an English bulldog. So this isn't really my favorite in terms of the Predator head sculpts. And also looking at his eyes, he kind of does like a cross eye, just staring at his tusks like they're in his way, and he's just mildly annoyed. So I don't really use this head sculpt, but it does make for some pretty decent photos. Now, going on down here now, guys, to the plasma rifle. I think that this is freaking awesome. This one here is the opened and activated, ready to be used, and it does come with an extended barrel over here. And then another neat factor for him is he came with his own bipod for his rifle. Makes really good for some sniping poses. Going over here now, guys, to the enclosed one, the closed up rifle, if you will, the deactivated one. And this one is able to store on his back, kind of like a backpack of sorts. So if we bring the Predator's body in here, Scout Predator, you see the little groove there and the little notch here. He just clips on, no problem, and it holds on. Actually, look at that. There we go. I had a problem, but it typically takes no problem. But me personally, guys, I noticed if you take this off and you want the med kit to fit here so that way he has everything stored onto him, if you take it and flip it this way with the point down, you can even slide it onto the mechanism of his plasma caster and it fits nice and snug and doesn't go anywhere. Going over here now, guys, speaking of plasma, we can take a look at his plasma blast. And it is a reddish orange coloring, and it does look amazing. Going over here now, guys, to his combi sticks. He comes with two, one closed and one opened. The one closed is beautifully detailed with its handle here, and you can just see how it stacks on to close up. And then we have the opened up one here, which is very fragile. These I've seen in videos snap in half, so I'm not really wanting to use these like at all. I'll probably just hang them up on like a little mini arsenal on a wall somewhere just for display purposes only. But as for having to mess around with it, no, it's too fragile for me. I'm probably not going to mess with it, but it is still beautiful at the end of the day. Going over here now, guys, to his little minor accessories, guys, he does come with a med kit, the same med kit that we saw in the movie Predator 2 when City Hunter healed his severed hand. Looks amazing, and he does come with an opened and closed smart disc, one for throwing and one for close quarters combat. They look absolutely beautiful, and just where you can see the mechanisms and how it works underneath is a nice touch too. Going over here now, guys, to his little wrist-mounted cannon or something. I saw that on the box. It said like wrist guard cannon or something like that. So I know in the Warrior Predator video, I had no idea what this was called, but now I do, thanks to the box. And last but not least, he does come with multiple interchangeable hands. He comes with two open hands and two grabbing hands. Oh, wrong one. Two grabbing hands here. And he does, of course, come with a smart disc holding hand, just like we saw with the Warrior Predator. Just slides on each finger and holds it very well. With all that said though, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the accessories and zoom in to take a closer look at Predator's detail. When it comes to the detail, guys, NECA Toys did an amazing job on this figure. Now, I will say it does look like they're just reusing these same body molds, but as long as they keep giving us different armor, different professions that these guys are skilled in, then I am a-okay with it. You'll get no complaints from me. Starting off with this head sculpt, guys, we saw it in the accessories, but it still looks amazing. No matter how goofy his little facial expression makes me kind of chuckle a little bit, I think that he still looks like an overall badass at the end of the day. Please don't hunt me down and murder me. Going over here now, guys, to his torso, they did the traditional netting that they give the Predator figures and just the Predators in general that we have seen them wear time and time again. And I also love the armor on this guy. This armor looks amazing. Once again, I know we have seen it before, bringing Warrior Predator in next to him. It's just the same armor with the same self-destruct sequence on his arm, but still looks different. It stands out as its own. It's got slight different paint, where this one's kind of looking like it's more of a silver color. This one over here is looking more kind of a darker gray or even a black iron look to it. Another little small detail that separates him from the bunch is I like the little trophy he has of the little skull of whatever this animal is that he has killed. Just a little necklace that they put on him, and I think it was a nice touch. Flipping over here to the back now, guys, to take a look at the back part of his armor. It is completely covered. Nothing's gonna sneak up and stab him in the back, which is something I really do like. He is supposed to be the eye in the sky, and once that gets taken out, everybody's gonna have a bad time. So at least they don't have to worry about him getting stabbed in the back while they are on a hunt. Going down here to his midsection now, guys, looking at his little cloth loin area here, guys, it does look amazing. A little bit of a hip guard over here on both sides that leads down to where they put the detail for the smart disc. And if you haven't seen it before, the smart disc literally just lines up with these holes here and slides up in like its own little pouch and stays perfectly. You don't have to worry about it falling out when you're bouncing it around, especially if you're collecting to play. Go ahead and remove the smart disc here. Now guys, look down here at his shin guards. His shin guards are beautifully detailed and painted, as well as his knee pads, and they do loop all the way around and all the way down to his little webbed feet. Now I will say I did hold off till the very end to mention the paint. I love this design for a Predator figure. The kind of flesh tone with the dark brown splotches all throughout the body. I never really was a big fan of the blue color for Warrior Predator. I never really was a big fan of it because it just kind of makes me think of the Avatar people from the movie Avatar. But this right here is a Predator that I recognize. This is the pattern that I picture in my head for a Yautja Warrior. But with all that said though, guys, let's go ahead and zoom away from the detail and take a closer look at his size, articulation, and size comparison. When it comes to how tall Scout stands, guys, Scout Predator does of course stand at exactly 8 inches tall, so that is a decent size for me when I wanted to compare him up to, let's say, Marvel Legends, who are 6 inches if I want him to be a monster of a beast, or even the 7-inch McFarlane Toys, to where he's just slightly taller, but still intimidating. Moving on over to his articulation, guys, let's pull him closer to the camera here. His head sculpt, he can look up and look down about that far. He does, of course, have head tilt, and his head does rotate thanks to the little peg that they have for his little head here, and it just plugs right into the hole right there, and it is no problem. Not a ball joint, but it still does his job. When it comes to his arm articulation, his arm does go up about that far, and he does of course have bicep swivel and double hinged elbows. His forearm guard even has articulation as well as his wrist, but his wrist more or less just moves the forearm, but if you hold the forearm still, you can get some wrist articulation as well. Going over to his ab crunch, guys, his ab crunch is non-existent for me. I don't know if it's going to be that way for everybody's. Like I said, he is an older figure, about 5 years, 6 years old now. So if you guys have one, take a look. Let me know down in the comments if your ab articulation works, but mine does not. He does, of course, have waist articulation, so he can swivel all the way around. His legs do kick out about that far. They kick back about that far with a massive NECA Toys crotch gap. His legs can also do the splits, and he also have double hinged knees. And as for his ankle articulation, they do articulate down, they articulate up, no toe articulation, but he does still have ankle pivot. Starting off the size comparison, guys, here we have Scout Predator next to Warrior and Alpha Predator, and they are just his brother in arms, his people, just finally together as one, ready to go on a hunt. They scale together beautifully. Sticking with NECA Toys real quick, guys, I just wanted to see how he looked next to the last Ronin Ninja Turtle, and they do scale together beautifully in my opinion, being that the Ninja Turtles are just a little short, stumpy guys. Right here, guys, we have the NECA Toys Scout Predator next to the McFarlane Toys My Custom Green Lantern. Being a space cop and all, I just figured it would work, and for me, it does. And last but not least, guys, here we have Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic next to the Scout Predator. And once again, I'm going to leave it up to you for personal preference. It works for me, but maybe not for you. Maybe he's too short. Alrighty, guys, and there you have it. Another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. As for my review on the Scout Predator, I'm going to have to give him a solid 10 out of 10. I freaking love this figure. And, you know, there's a little bit of bias inside that calculation as well, because I've had my eye on him for the past 5-6 years now. I have been wanting the Scout Predator, and I finally have him in my collection. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this Flashback Friday, and if you did, let's hit that like button so we can get some more pumped out here for you guys. So with that said, guys, hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Later.